Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, dear students. Welcome back to the English class. So, yesterday we have discussed Be Reading poem Or Will the Dreamer Wake about the endangered species. We have discussed in which areas the species creatures are disappearing, on what reasons these are disappearing. The poet wants to show us the reality of the situation, that everyone must wake up from their dreams. Okay, this we learned, and I have given as a class assignment. Answer the following questions and glossary part. Here listening skills are there, children. We shall see the listening skills first. Yesterday we haven't done these listening skills. Listen to the talk by an environmentalist on saving the trees and tick the correct options that will complete the statements. Okay, here unit 6 on page number 253, a talk by an environmentalist, it is there. Okay, so here, as you all know, to the north of India we have snow covered mountain ranges as boundaries to our country. They are the Himalayas. You know, the Himalayas are also affected by the environmental pollution. You must be wondering as to how the Himalayas get affected. The Himalayas are huge, cool ice formations surrounded by beautiful habitation. Do you know what happens if the Himalayas die? The whole of India will turn into a desert. Can you guess what felling of trees leads to? It leads to deforestation. Especially in the Himalayan region, if the trees in the forest are cut down, that will give way for warming of the atmosphere, and with the result melting of Himalayas. Very dangerous situation the author wants to show here, that what could be if the trees all fell down. So what will happen if the Himalayas die? So the result is given here. What will happen? The whole of India will turn into a desert. So as I said in the yesterday's class, that this complete universe, whole universe depend on each other. Okay, flora and fauna depend on each other. Human beings are depend on trees depend on animals depends on trees. So this is the process which is created by God. The human beings are not understanding this little concept. So further, that's the reason everyone is getting affected. So here, next, do you know when the movement for the protection of the Himalayas started? It started way back in 1970s and 1980s. The movement was for the resistance of the destruction of forest throughout India. Later it became organized and known as Chipko movement. Okay, so when we started the lesson, you can see one picture is there on 6th unit face sheet. It is, we can say that the girls are holding the trees. They are holding the trees and they are standing there itself only. That was the Chipko movement in the 1970s and 1980s, started by Sundarlal Bahuguna. So this problem is not belongs to this generation only, this 2020 generation. This problem belongs to this, not only for this year. From long back years it is continuing, but not at all taking out the solution for this problem. Okay, so many movements also started to protect the environment. The architect of the movement to protect the Himalayas is a renowned person, Sundarlal Bahuguna. He was the follower of Mahatma Gandhi in many ways. He started the movement to resist the destruction of forest in the Himalayan region. So he was the follower of the Mahatma Gandhi, and he started the destruction of forest in the Himalayan region. Resist means here prevent. To prevent the trees, he started the Chipko movement. Do you know how the movement got its name? The name Chipko came from a word meaning embrace in the movement. The villagers hugged the trees and thus saved them by putting their bodies in the way of the contractors access. So whenever the people come to cut down the trees, the people used to go, the native place of the people used to go to the near to the trees, and they had to chipko means, you know very well that what it is. Embrace means to hug. So they used to hug the trees, that the people cannot cut down the trees. Okay, this is the listening bit. Now here the questions are there. The Himalayas are affected by what? A or B? You have to write. Himalayas are protected. A or B? The name of the movement that started in 1970s and 1980s is dash. The resistance to the destruction of forest, or Chipko movement. The person who started the movement is dash. Chipko means dash. You do this one. Now let us see today's work, that is C reading. A Tale of Three Villages. A Tale of Three Villages. So A Tale of Three Villages, Koko village, Nigeria. Okay, Koko village, Nigeria. Mr. Sunday Nana, his wife and 4 small children live in Koko village, Nigeria. The village is like any other African village, picturesque, colorful and noisy. Before getting into the text, sorry, I have to say the title of the lesson. A Tale of Three Villages. Tale means what? A short story. Okay, A Tale of Three Villages. Okay, so here one family is living in Koko village, Nigeria, like any other African village, picturesque, colorful and noisy. The Nana family's house too is the same as all the other houses in the village, with mud walls and a rusting corrugated iron roof, and with the children and chickens sharing the compound. So chicken means small babies of hens. Okay, so they are living in village. There the muddy walls and a rusting corrugated iron roof. Iron roof, you know very well what is iron roof. Okay, sharing the compound. There is one difference, however. Outside Mr. Nana's front are 3 large empty metal drums. The bright red paint now flaking away, but the skull and crossbones symbol clearly visible on each. And in a clearing 200 meter away from the village, next to a stream that the villagers get their drinking water from, is an enormous pyramid of identical drums reaching to the sky. Some of them are badly corroded. Their slimy contents of various colors, grey, dark, green, bright, orange, etc., leaking out down onto the baked African earth and into the stream. Some have fallen down and rolled or been rolled by playful children into the bush. Some are smoking in the midday heat, some are swelling as if their contents are bursting to get out. Some have already burst. So they are living in the Nigeria village, where surrounded by the drums. You can see in the picture, surrounded by the drums near to the river. The water is polluted because of the drums, and some drums are busted out because chemical is there in that. So many difficulties they are facing in the Nigeria village. Large some of drums are there. Drinking water, it is contaminating with the drinking water. Beside one stream is there, one river is there. So these drum chemicals all are getting into the river, and it is the drums, how many drums are there? Sky level, high, very high sky level the drums are there, means some thousands of drums are there, which is used by the factories and all that. They are thrown like that only. Beside to that, one hut is there, in that Mr. Sunday Nana is living. They came on a Wednesday, said Sunday. Many big lorries. They took all day unloading them. No one told us what was in them. They gave The chief, a brown paper bag. I saw him smiling as the lorries drove away. This was 5 years ago. Then three months ago, one of the brightest boys in the village, Thomas Agonio, started university in Lagos. He came home one weekend with a new chemistry book and spent all day looking at the drums and writing things down and talking to himself and shaking his head. We all thought he had gone mad. Then he called a meeting of the village and told us that the drums contained poisonous chemicals. He said they had come from Italy, but I don't know where that is. Is it in Europe? How innocent people are there in the village. See, one Wednesday, one lorry came with a lot of drums and they put down the drums and they went and they gave the chief a brown paper bag. Means you can assume what was in that. So, what was in that? Money, of course, money. Chief means the head of the village. So, of course, money bag he has given to not to stop this chemical barrels like that. So, he was smiling at the lorries and drove away. So, 5 years ago it was happened. Since the 5 years, the drums were like that only. The villagers did not identify what are the drums were. So one boy came from the Lagos. Who was he? Thomas Agonio. Thomas Agonio. Okay, he came from Lagos. He came he came home one weekend with a new chemistry book. So he came with chemistry book. I think he was the student. Spent all day looking at the drums and writing things down and talking to himself and shaking his head. He is writing something and shaking his head. He is talking to himself only by seeing the drums. Means he is collecting information about the drums. Why the drums are here? What is there in the drums? If the drums are there, what will happen? What the drums are consisting, and how the drums are polluting the village. Everything he has copied and he is talking himself. And finally, he called a meeting of the village and told us that the drums contained poisonous chemicals. So that boy said, nobody knows. Villagers, they are busy with their daily household works. They did not notice. They noticed the drums are there, but they don't know what the drums are containing. So at that time, they get shocked by listening the words of the boy. Poisonous chemicals, he said they had come from Italy, but I don't know where that is. So Sunday Nana is telling, that boy is telling that those drums are come from Italy, but Sunday Nana don't know where the Italy is it in Europe? He's asking to himself. Mr. Sunday Nana stopped frowning. Frowning means disapproval expression, disapproval, a troubled look on his face. In the last 5 years, 13 people have died in this village. My own elder brother, one of them. They have been in pain, terrible pain. We have never seen deaths like that before. Lots of our children are sick. We have asked the government to take the drums away, but they do nothing. We have written to Italy, but they do nothing. The chief says we should move our houses to another place, but we have no money to buy land. We have no choice. We have to stay here. And they, pointing to the mountain of death in the clearing, are our neighbors. So they are very poor people. They don't know what is going on in their surroundings. One boy came and he told the fact. Then he came to know that 13 people, why they died in the village, because earlier it was not happened, but after getting the drums into their village, the people mostly they started to die. They have written so many letters and all that, but no reply from the Italy, no reply from the government is telling. And one of the person he is telling that we have no money, we have to move our houses to another place, but we have no money to buy land. We have no choice, we have to stay here. And how they are suffering, children, see, affected by others. That the society, I am telling again and again that the society, the world, the country is dependent, and country is interdependent. Okay, interdependent means everyone is need in their life. They are interdependent. So by keeping their mind this point, they should not spoil the society values, and they should take care of themselves, and they should use resources in substantial way, and take safety measures while they are pouring the drums and all that. They can keep some alternate solution they can take. Okay, so this is the lesson about a tale of three villages. More two villages story is there, we shall discuss tomorrow. Here comprehension passage is there. Children, whatever the work given by me on the same day you must do, then only you can complete your work. If you are putting delay, if you are putting pending work, you will be suffer a lot. So day to day work, whatever I am giving, complete the work. Comprehension questions are there, so you can find answers from the text only. Find and write, choose the correct answers are there, you go through with this. And here third bit is there, write the adjectives or adjective phrases that describe the happy and gloomy situations in the village. So before getting into this topic, first you have to go through with the adjectives. Here I am giving one chart of adjective. An adjective is a word that describes a noun or pronoun such as person, place, thing, or idea. An adjective can tell color, black, blue, coral, green, pink; size, big, huge, large, little, short; shape, boxy, oval, round, square, triangular; taste, bitter, sour, sweet, tangy, tart; odor, flower, fresh, musty, salty, stinky; texture, bumpy, furry, slimy, smooth, squishy; sound, faint, harmonious, loud, pleasant, quiet; number, few, 50, many, sparse, two; weather, clear, dry, foggy, rain, windy. I know you are in 10th class, you know very well what is adjective, but you must copy this chart in your notebook like the way it is. Say in the same way you have to copy. Okay children, I hope you understand the lesson. And adjective also, here adjectives of quantity also are there. Adjectives are used in the sentence to describe nouns to distinguish from other nouns. Adjectives are words that describe the kind of noun, its quality, amount, quantity, state, etc. in the sentence. Here few quantity adjectives are there: whole, enough, little, all, 100, no, some, sufficient, any, few, most, heavily, empty, great, couple, half, much, insufficient, abundant, light, numerous, single, substantial, hundreds, double, sparse, each, full, huge, several, significant, a couple of days, a lot, too many, heavy, lots of, a little bit, plenty of, enough of. So here adjective two charts I have given, you copy these charts. And adjective phrases also are there. Adjective phrases, so one activity is there, so related to that only. First you copy this, then you find out that third bit from one page number 188. Third bit question is there, along with the question you have to do that one. First you copy this adjective phrase definition. An adjective phrase, also known as an adjectival phrase, refers to a group of words comprising of an adjective. An adjective phrase tells more information about a noun or a pronoun. If you discover that that sentence starts with an adverb or preposition, then there is a possibility that you are looking for an adjective phrase. An adjective form, you can see an adjective and an intensifier when used together in a sentence form an adjective phrase. The brilliant, handsome man was spotted at the airport. Function, adjective phrases do not only modify nouns but also pronouns. The working of the adjective phrase is the same even if the noun is pronoun or not. So if you intend to mitigate a noun to be more descriptive, you should opt for an adjective phrase. You can use multiple adjectives within a sentence. You can mitigate a noun by either starting a phrase with a preposition or an adverb. Examples: the girl who is so beautiful is from London. David is a nice, intelligent, handsome boy. She wore a red, black, and white watch during her brother's wedding. So, these are the adjective phrases. And after doing this activity, you do this question is there. You do this one, children. Write the adjectives or adjective phrases that describe the happy and gloomy situation in the village. So first you learn what is adjective and adjective phrase by using those two charts which I have given. First you do this, you copy this, then after you do the activity on page number 188. Okay, till here only, children. Inshallah, in next session we can learn the grammar, quantifiers, and this Pondimaturi village India is there. Okay, so we shall discuss in the next session. Today this much only. So do work on time so that you can understand very well. You are in 10th class, little hard work you have to do. Be active. Okay, children, we shall meet again tomorrow's in the next session. Okay, bye. Allah Hafiz. Have a good day.